In a tiny apartment nestled in the heart of a crowded city, young Arthur stared intently at a faded chessboard. The dim light of a single bulb flickered above him, casting shadows on the pieces. He was just 7 years old, but his focus and determination were far beyond his years. Life had never been kind to Arthur. His father had passed away when he was only a toddler, leaving behind a void that could never be filled. His mother, a seamstress, worked tirelessly to make ends meet. Her hands were rough from years of stitching clothes for others, yet she never stopped believing in her son. Every evening, after her long day at work, she would sit beside Arthur and watch him play chess with the neighborhood children. She couldn't understand the game's complexity, but she saw something in her son's eyes, a spark, a quiet brilliance. One day, she came home with a small gift wrapped in newspaper. It was a secondhand book on chess strategies. "I saw this at the market," she said, placing it in his hands. "I thought you might like it." That book became Arthur's world. He read it over and over, memorizing every strategy, every move. At school, he would sketch out chessboards on scraps of paper, practicing during lunch breaks. At night, he would set up mock games, playing both sides of the board. But Arthur's journey was far from easy. At local tournaments, he stood out, not because of his skill, but because of his simple clothes and his battered chessboard. Other players came with expensive sets and polished confidence, but Arjun came with humility and hunger. "Do you really think you can win with that old thing?" a competitor once sneered, pointing at his board. Arthur didn't reply. He let his moves speak for him. Piece by piece, he dismantled his opponent's strategies, his quiet determination silencing their laughter. By the age of 15, Arthur's talent was undeniable. He began competing in regional tournaments, winning against seasoned players twice his age. But success came with its own set of challenges. Traveling to tournaments was expensive, and his mother often had to skip meals to save money for his train tickets. Arthur knew this, and it weighed on him. "Why do you do this for me, Ma?" he asked one evening, his voice heavy with guilt. "Because you're my son," she replied, placing a hand on his shoulder. "And I know you're meant for greatness." At 18, Arthur qualified for the national championship. The news spread quickly in his community. People who once mocked him now cheered him on, proud to claim him as one of their own. The final game was held in a grand hall, filled with spectators. Arthur's opponent was a reigning champion with years of experience. As the game began, the room fell silent. Move by move, Arthur played not just with his mind, but with his heart. Every pawn he moved, every piece he sacrificed, told a story of his struggles, his mother's sacrifices, and his unyielding belief in himself. The game lasted hours, each move more intense than the last. But in the end, it was Arthur who emerged victorious. The crowd erupted in applause, but Arjun's eyes searched for one person. There she was, standing at the back of the hall, his mother, tears streaming down her face. He walked straight to her, holding the trophy high. "This is yours, Ma," he said, his voice trembling. "You believed in me when no one else did." That day, Arthur didn't just win a championship. He proved that greatness isn't defined by where you start, but by how far you're willing to go. His story is a testament to resilience, sacrifice, and the unbreakable bond between a mother and her child. If Arthur's journey touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Remember, no matter how difficult life gets, every move you make brings you closer to your dreams.